It's like in the great stories, Mr. Frodo. The ones that really mattered. Full of darkness and danger they were. And sometimes you didn't want to know the end. Because how could the end be happy? How could the world go back to the way it was when so much bad had happened? But in the end, it's only a passing thing. The shadow. Even darkness must pass. A new day will come. And when the sun shines, it'll shine out the clearer. Those were the stories that stayed with you. That meant something. Even if you were too small to understand why. But I think, Mr. Frodo, I do understand. I know now. Folk in those stories had lots of chances of turning back, only they didn't. They kept going. Because they were holding on to something. What are we holding on to, Sam? There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo. And it's worth fighting for.
Hello, welcome to 5225, week 39, my favorite movies. It is my birthday week, and if you haven't seen any of the other movies or episodes that I have released for this week, I'm releasing one every day this week. So go check out the ones that we've already done, and if you like this, stick around because I've got a couple more coming out. Today we're talking about The Lord of the Rings, the entire trilogy. Although my guest and I just consider it one long movie. Today I'm joined by Stacy L. How are you doing today, Stacy?
I'm very good. I'm super excited to talk Lord of the Rings with you. I'm so excited. I'm talking too fast to make words.
All right, that's all right. Okay, well let's just get into it. I saw this movie when the trailer for this came out. I actually worked in a movie theater, and so I first saw the trailer because I was a projectionist. I saw the trailer while I was starting a movie, and I was like, oh yeah, that's something I need to see. I knew about Lord of the Rings. I'd read The Hobbit, and I knew the basis of what was going on. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is definitely for me. So I saw the first movie in theater. I think I saw it twice in the theater, and then I read the books. I saw the second one 3 times in the theater, and then I don't remember how many times I saw the third one. Saw it at least 3, maybe more. This is up there with Dark Knight in terms of every time I just was bored, I just go to the theater and watch this movie again. And it's just one that stuck with me. I've never watched it and not just been completely engrossed and in love with it. One thing about when these came out is that they were theatrically released, then the DVD would come out. So they would be released in December. The DVD would come out in a few months later, and then the extended edition would come out in November of the next year, of that year, right before the next movie came out. So I haven't seen the theatrical versions since I saw them basically after they came out on DVD the first time. So when they come out on DVD the first time, of course, I have to watch them again. But then once I had my hands on the extended, it was over. That was it for me. Which we could talk about the extended versions here in a moment. But tell me about when you fell in love with Lord of the Rings.
Well, it's kind of funny because growing up, I was born in the 70s, so like I had the animated Hobbit and Lord of the Rings movies. Like I'd seen them. They never really sunk in that much, but I knew all the characters. Like I thought I knew it better than I did, I guess. So when Fellowship came out, I think she was 2, a 2-year-old daughter.
Mm.
So I didn't exactly rush out from what I remember to see it. I did see it in theaters. I don't really remember circumstances, but I absolutely loved it. I went out and again immediately got the books, and I was like, I could have sworn I read these, but I have no idea what happens after this at the end of Fellowship, and I need to know. So I read the books. I was there opening night for the second movie. The third one, and I had the extended. I'd get the extended in between and watch all of the special features and everything. And when the third movie came out in Massachusetts, but nowhere near me, like in exact, like further away than Boston, just a few hours away, one of the theaters was doing this promotional thing they were doing with the Return of the King, where they showed the first 2 extended editions of the first 2 movies, and then we got to start Return of the King at like, I don't know, 8 to 10 o'clock sometime. We got to start it early for the opening night. And so I went to that. It was amazing because, of course, everybody there was like a big fan. Like, you're not going to sit in a movie theater literally all day long.
Yeah.
You're a big fan. So that was super fun. And yeah, I absolutely loved them all. I didn't get to see them a bunch in theaters because I didn't have much money and I had a young child. I did, however, get a 4K TV and a 4K player and an entire system because they came out on 4K. So like I had that reason alone. I was like, they're on 4K, it's time. And I upgraded everything.
Yeah, that's a good reason to do that. I did get 4K player. I got my PlayStation 5 around the time that the 4K came out because I was like, I need a way to watch I need a way to watch these in 4K. It's funny, you had reminded me of something, which was that back then, movies were not allowed to come out until basically midnight on Thursday night.
Right.
So which they made. I do remember they had those special screenings where they would like make a special arrangement with that. Because today, if a movie comes out on Friday, it comes out on Thursday.
On Thursday evening.
Yeah. So but back then,
yeah,
if you wanted to go see a movie like as soon as it was released, you went to a midnight showing, which I did for 2 and 3. I didn't go to the midnight showing for the first one, but for the 2 and 3, for Two Towers and Return of the King, went to the midnight showing, which means I was there until like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
both times.
It's crazy. I think we figured like, yes, we were driving quite a few hours away, but if we were starting early, then we wouldn't get home too much later than if we just went to the close nearby theater and watched it at midnight. So, it was worth it. And they gave us these cool, I don't know if you can't probably really see them, but they gave us these cool little, they look like stone things, and they have 3 film cells in them from the film cells. And I have both because I kept my exes. Nice. I went to it. And yeah, they're really cool. So that was fun too, that they gave us those.
That's awesome. I remember when Return of the King came out on DVD, I worked in a video store, and we did or was it? Yeah, it was Return of the King. It was either Return of the King and Two Towers, because I worked in a video store for both. I think it was Return of the King. We did a special midnight release for that DVD also at my video store, and we like did a thing like everybody come and dress up and stuff like that. Not really, nobody did, except for me and my friend who dressed up as Frodo and Sam.
Nice.
I don't think I have a picture of it, but if I do, I will find it and post it here on the video. Okay. I don't know if I have it. If you're just looking at us right now, I didn't have it. But that was a lot of fun. The extended editions, I said we'd circle back to that. You had talked about like watching all the special features. The day that came out, I'd take off work. Like it was, I'd watch the movie, I'd watch all the special features.
Yep.
And then if I had time, and if I didn't have time that day, it was the next day.
You'd watch it again.
Watch it with commentary.
Oh my god, it had such good commentary. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about the commentary tracks. Yes.
Yeah, there was like 4 or 5 on each thing.
Yeah.
So like you'd watch it through with the actors, or
Mhm.
with the actors, and for the first one, like they were they they were kind of, most of them were together. For like for the first one, the hobbits were all together when they were
Mhm.
talking, and stuff like that. For the second one, it was just Elijah or it was Elijah and Sean and Andy Serkis
Mhm.
would like be together, and like each section, like the way that they split up who was talking would be the people who were like in the scenes both
Right,
together and stuff like
right.
that, which was really cool. But yeah, those commentaries are so good because you had the actors ones, you had the director would have one, the writers, like there was so many, and I would watch them again with the commentaries, and I
So
was
much
I
fun behind the
was
scenes stuff on those commentaries too.
what's
Like
that?
so much fun behind the scenes
Oh
stuff
yeah.
in the commentaries.
Oh
So
yeah, for
we
sure.
won't go into that because that's like a whole nother.
Well, also, like at some point in the future, Stacy and I are doing commentaries on Dylan Randazzo's channel, Dill Pickle Movie Network. We're doing a commentaries for all three, and I imagine
Mhm.
during that we'll be able to discuss some of
The commentary stuff, yeah.
behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, we don't need to get into all of that stuff, but it 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 was interesting because I had never, like, I'm a big geek, and I'm into a lot of different fandoms, but it felt like I'd never been quite as immersed in loving something as I was
Mhm.
when Lord of the Rings was like big, like when it was
Yeah.
coming out and stuff like that. Like I was all in. That was just my thing. That was my
Mhm.
identity for a while, which was excellent. Um, Now you have some stuff behind you.
I have a few things.
Tell us about what you've got back there.
Okay, well, I've got a couple of pictures with Elijah Wood, this one, and then these are, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's the four hobbits there, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm intending to put on the ring, which of
Mm.
course I don't like. I have this canvas again. I don't know how I can't see for shit. So like, if you can't see stuff, let me know. I just assume everyone can see things better than
I
me.
can see him. Yeah.
You can't. I can kind of do that a little bit. So I got this canvas at Comic-Con. I
Mm-hmm.
was not in, I brought something else to get signed by the Four Hobbits, but then I saw this and I absolutely fell in love with it. And the artist was like, he was just the nicest guy. He was so cool. So I've got the Four Hobbits signed on there. I say the Four Hobbits. I know there's more, but you know, the main ones.
Right. Yeah.
Bilbo. And then on the very bottom, I just got, and he dated it because he was a nut, John Rhys Davis. Let me
Oh,
tell you,
nice.
babies. And then I just got a lot of pops. I've got the film cell things I was talking about, some books. I've got the trilogy. I don't think you can see. I think it's being blocked, but I've got the Tolkien Encyclopedia,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got There and Back Again, Sean Astin's book about filming
Right,
Lord of
that,
the
yeah.
Rings, and the Silmarillion
Nice.
up there too. So
Excellent. Yeah, it's so how many times have you met the hobbits?
I've met Elijah Wood 3 times, I want to say. And then I met Sean Astin. Sean Astin was actually the first person I like met at a thing. He came to our science museum and did signings of his book.
Mm-hmm.
So I met him there for the first time, and I got I don't know if, I'm sure you remember. I don't know if the audience has seen them or remembers, but when the DVDs came out, there was collector editions that looked like books.
Mm-hmm.
And I had those sets, and I got a couple of them signed by him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I've met him twice, and then I've only met Billy Boyd, and Dominic Monaghan once each thus far.
And it was there when I see it in
Yes.
that picture.
Yeah.
Well, that's super cool. I've never met any of them, but I am met. They all seem so nice, like
They are.
genuinely nice people.
They are ridiculously nice. They're really fun. Honestly, like Elijah Wood is one of I go to cons, I've worked cons, I've met a lot of celebrities at this point of varying degrees, and Elijah Wood is the chillest dude. Like he is just so chill and cool and down to earth, and just he got on my back. Like I don't know if you can see
I
it.
was going to mention, yeah, he's
Yeah,
writing you there,
yeah,
yeah.
he got on my back. So like, yeah,
Uh,
that's pretty awesome.
Who were
Um,
you dressed up as in that picture?
I was Shira.
Shira. That's right. Yes.
I was pressured by my children to be Shira because they decided that we should all dress up. Like
Mhm.
the night we'd been at Comic-Con all day, we went home that night, and Spirit Halloween was closing for the season because it was early November. And they convinced me to go back out and get a Halloween costume to wear the next day back to the con. So I was Shira.
That's awesome. That's so cool. So let's talk about some of the things that we love about these movies. I'd like to start off by talking about which we've already kind of talked about, which is the cast.
Mm-hmm.
This is the casting in this is so good. Like, and what's funny is when you think about something like that, Viggo Mortensen was not originally going to be
Right,
Aragorn. Stuart Townsend was going to be Aragorn, and having seen Stuart Townsend in some other things, he's not a bad actor, but he's not.
But I'm so glad it changed.
Yeah, me too. Because they decided he was too young, which is interesting. Which I think they did. I think they actually. That was actually perfect that they changed that, because yes, Aragorn is supposed to look young, but he's supposed to look young for 87.
Right, exactly.
which is kind of perfectly what
87.
Yeah. So, but it's I think that getting him was making that change.
Mm-hmm.
When I think to what it could have been like, it feels like the best decision they ever made.
Oh yeah.
Like Viggo Mortensen is so good in that role. Sean Astin is obviously perfect in as Samwise. I've mentioned this on other things. Samwise Gamgee is my second favorite fictional character of all time after Batman. He and Sean Astin's version of Samwise is my favorite thing. Like my favorite version. Like he plays that so well, and that character is I'm very much a Samwise in real life.
Yes, you are, in all the best ways.
Thanks. And so I love that performance so much. I was, having grown up with Elijah Wood, seeing his movies growing up because he and I are a similar age. I was concerned about that at first, because I was like, am I just going to see Elijah Wood in this role? And I think that not only do I not feel like I'm watching Elijah Wood in this movie, I feel like he has and this might be bad for him, but cemented himself a iconic character. Like that he has, that this is the thing. Like from now on, when people see him, unfortunately for him, they will be like, am I just going to be seeing Frodo? Which is unfortunate for him. But I think that I was glad that did not happen. Who are some of your favorite performances in these movies?
God, to narrow it down is tough. I agree about Viggo was absolutely the right choice, and I think he was kind of like the unofficial leader amongst the cast, because they all lived, I'm sure they all lived in New Zealand for like 18 months. Everything was shot back, and I think he kind of like kept everybody together. Legolas and Gimli are like my favorite bromance ever. And if you know me, I have a weird feminine love for bromance. Like I don't like romance. Girl friendships are fine, but bromance is, oh my God, I am there for them always. And especially in the book, like it did come more from the books, how much I love them together. But I thought they both did excellent. I thought for Orlando Bloom's first movie, like he was just out of acting school. Like that was insane. And Ian McKellen as Gandalf is like everything to me. It's just everything. I can't even. I have like 4 Ian McKellen pops behind me. Gandalf pops. Like it's just everybody. I mean, Kate Blanchett was great as Galadriel. Like I mean, there was no bad pick for a cast member. It was all perfectly cast. So.
Oh, I completely agree. I think that the cast is incredible. Like it is perfectly cast. Like it doesn't feel like you can point at one and go, well, there's the weak link. Like Sean Bean was absolutely the perfect right choice for Boromir, especially because he dies and Sean Bean has to die in everything. And I had messaged you this the other day, but I think that and this is more in terms of perfect casting. It's not that he's a better casting than everybody else. It's just I feel like he is unsung in terms of how perfect he is in it, and that is Brad Dourif as Wormtongue. He is
it's overlooked. Yeah,
he is so good. Every second he's on screen is absolutely perfect. There's that moment where Denethor is possessed. Denethor, not Denethor.
Now you made me blank.
Sorry, not Denethor.
Yeah,
you did. Where he is possessed and he asks the question to Gandalf, and Grima just leans in real close to his face and he says, "A just question, my lord." And it's just it's so slimy, and you could feel how gross Grima Wormtongue is. It's just such a good performance. I love that John Rhys Davis plays both Gimli and Treebeard.
Yes.
I love Treebeard. Like,
I love Treebeard.
Treebeard, and it was. I explained this to somebody before, but it's very. They were like, "Really?" And I know that it's weird, but I fell in love with Treebeard and trees in general, probably when Treebeard called Merry and Pippin orcs, little tiny orcs. For some reason, that was so adorable. I instantly fell in love with him, and then every second Treebeard's on screen after that, it's like it's beautiful. I love that moment when he's like, "We have decided.
Yeah,
you are not orcs."
Yeah, no, I absolutely love Treebeard too, because I mean, like we both said, we read the books after we saw the first movie, and I just could not wait to see him on screen and what they did with him. John Rhys Davies did like a little harump in my ear when we were taking a picture, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" But yeah, no, I love it. I love how he did the like breaths at the end of words instead of beginning words or something. I know he's talking about how he voiced it. That was really cool. And yeah, I love that he did both too. And it's also funny because he was the tallest member of the cast, but played Gimli, but then he also got to play the tree. So
right. It's funny because they talk about in the commentary how because he was so tall, they had to do the perspective thing, the forced perspective with the human characters, but he was the exact right height to be just tall enough above the hobbits that they didn't have to do the forced perspective, which was really cool. I think that
and Andy Serkis, we can't leave him out.
Oh, we can't.
We can't talk cast and performance and not say Andy Serkis because, oh my god,
Andy Serkis created a type of acting. It feels like, you know, I know that they hired him to do exactly that, but he changed the conversation in terms of what should be recognized in terms of like awards and stuff like that, because not just with this, like obviously he deserves all of his flowers for this, but also like in the Planet of the Apes movies and beyond that. And then you see him in an actual in like human form, and you're like, he's great all the time.
Oh yeah, he is. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's so good. But I think that Miranda Otto is also unsung a little bit in terms of her performance. She's very good, and I think there's, who knows what people ship when they're watching something, but I think there's very few people who watch that and go, "Gosh, I hope he ends up with her instead of Arwen." Yeah. But she is she plays that character so well, and you you have so much sympathy for her
Right.
in that movie, in
Mhm.
those movies, that you actually feel, you actually kind of like hope with her, even though you don't really
Mhm.
want that necessarily. You also for me at least, sometimes I'm like, come on, Aragorn, like,
Throw a bone.
right, yeah. uh, like, be straight with her, or maybe take her out behind the horse shed,
Right.
like, um, but uh, but who can blame her though? That is a
Right.
sexy man. When he opens those doors
Right.
in Two Towers, there's not a dry seat in the house. Everybody is just, oh, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care your sexual orientation. You take notice.
No, it's fantastic.
He's a handsome man.
He makes a good entrance, and like even like sitting in a corner,
Yeah.
covering his face, just
Oh yeah.
makes a good entrance.
Oh yeah. He's amazing. Um, John Noble gets a lot of crap on the internet for the way he eats in the movie,
Mhm.
and I think the internet is very wrong about that. It's so much character is
Oh yeah.
happening in that eating
Oh
scene.
God, yeah.
He eats that like with so much, like, there's so much villainy. There's hatred in the way that he's eating. Also, like, apathy in the way that he's doing the eating, and
Yeah.
you put that uh over Billy Boyd singing that
Yeah.
song. It's such a
Yeah.
beautiful moment.
I don't like watching him eat, but I
Right.
think that like the acting part is amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't know people criticized that part. I knew people were like, "That's gross. I don't want to watch." But like, I didn't realize he got hate on like how he did it
I
because
don't know that it's necessarily him getting hate, but
right.
it is like John Noble's never apologized for this.
Oh
Like,
God. But yeah, I do think he does fantastic. I really like John Noble. I knew him first on Fringe too,
Mhm.
but it's like weird because my brain can't reconcile that it's the same person.
Yes.
Denethor in Fringe. If you've ever seen Fringe, you'll get why. But no, I mean he's like the closest to a human villain that we really. I mean, yeah, I guess Grima
Yeah.
is closer, but like he's got power and yeah, and it's just he's so good at being like detestable. That's the word I was
Mhm.
looking for. I almost said
Yes.
delectable, and I'm like, that's not right.
Not that one.
And I
Uh,
love how we get so much more of his relationship with Boromir and Faramir, and
mhm,
all their dynamic together in the extended. I think that was one of the biggest losses from extended to theatrical
mhm.
was their stuff.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, sure.
so yeah, no, he does a great job. He's fantastic.
Oh yeah,
And
I
you
love.
feel sympathy for him in the end. I mean, at least I do. Even
No,
though
yeah,
he's been horrible, in the very end, you still feel sympathy for him.
right. Exactly. Like, you don't want him to succeed, obviously, but
Mhm.
there is a, like, you understand, like, the man is, at least he believes, or has convinced himself that he's now lost both of his sons, and
Mhm.
uh, kind of the weight of how he has treated his youngest son
Mhm.
kind of drives him a little bit crazy. At least that's my interpretation of it. And so I absolutely, I love the way that you kind of feel that sympathy for him
Mhm.
toward the end. Um, what else do you love about this movie, aside from the
I
actors?
mean, I just love, I guess, the camaraderie. I mean, at the end of the day, all of my favorite moments are character moments.
Hmm.
They're either like humorous between Legolas and Gimli, or they're heartfelt, and they're just all. I mean, one of my favorite moments in all of cinema is, them kneeling down to the hobbits when he
Oh
says, "You got to know one." And every time I tear up, like every time. Sometimes I try not to pay too much attention, and I'm like, if I'm not really paying a lot of attention, I won't get me. But honestly, sometimes I can think about it, and it gets me to tear up. So like, it's tough.
I'm
But
the same way with
yeah.
that scene. Also, I'm the same way with with everything being kind of character moments, because the movies are epic, and they're huge, and
Yeah,
they're
they're beautiful to look at.
beautiful, and they have this really great message happening within it. But the heart of these movies is the characters and the way that they interact with each other, and kind of what they have to say about this world. And you had actually mentioned this in a message to me as well, that that the reason for that, one of the things that I think is the reason why that works so well on the screen, it's how close they all were
As a
in
cast,
real,
yeah.
as a cast. And I think that, living together or living close to each other for 18 months, like, that's much longer than you normally get on a movie. Even 3 movies, like, you're not usually going to be on set for that, like,
Right.
for that long. And just the amount of time they had to spend together, you really felt. I didn't feel like anybody was being disingenuous with, like, it didn't feel like anybody was acting. They were all
Exactly.
like best friends. I truly felt like any one of them would die for each other. Like, that's kind of the way it felt. And I love that the way that they in real life got so close.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else do you love about these movies?
The score. I absolutely will never. I often think to myself, do I love these movies so much because the score is so amazing, or do I love the score so much because the movies are amazing? Are they both just freaking fantastically amazing? Like, I can't ever separate it. I love the score. It's one of the only. I don't do it a lot, but it is one of the only, like, movie scores I will put on and play. Sometimes I used to put it on when I played Elden Ring and get myself feeling like really epic. But no, absolutely love the score. It's just amazing, and the way the music swells. I mean, it's good throughout, but like, when it swells, I swell.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. The score is absolutely amazing. I didn't know the name Howard Shore before I saw these movies. Now, of course, I do, and I can go back and see other things that Howard Shore has scored, and he's always been incredible.
Right.
But there's something about this score that, because and the thing is, these movies, every part of them come together so well to just create this masterpiece of cinema, and the score is absolutely the top of the list in terms of what makes this a masterpiece. I'm with you on that. These 3 scores are the only ones I really like listen to, and I write for tabletop RPGs sometimes, and when I'm trying to get in the mood, unless I'm trying to get in a specific type of mood, I like when I'm trying to get into a fantasy mindset to write some of these things, I will put on the Return of the King score or whatever, and it really helps me. But yeah, it's the score is absolutely incredible. What else do you love about this movie?
I mean, I could go over all the technical.
Yeah, I know we could go on forever, but
also have to mention the cinematography, mostly because anyone that says to me that the first one is just a movie of people walking, I am just like, I love to watch them walk. Like, I love the cinematography, watching them walk with the music swelling and the cinematography, and it's just like, that's all they need to do. Like, how do you not love this?
I can't understand a person who says that. I mean,
right?
We're both Kevin Smith fans, and that was always his, like, criticism of it. I think that it was mostly for comedy's sake, but that that's been his criticism of it. I can't really understand, and I feel like anybody who says that hasn't fully engaged in the film, properly. I also can't understand a person who finds these boring. I understand anybody can have their own opinions on it, and we have our friend Carly doesn't really dig these movies at all. Like, I have friends who don't dig these movies.
Oh, me too.
It's just for me, I can't imagine seeing these movies and not feeling excitement every time, and that just has to do with how much I love it, I guess.
They're so. I mean, for me, they're just still pure joy. And like, I was rewatching them obviously before we talked, even though I don't know why. Like, we didn't really need to rewatch, I'm sure, but I did, because any time to watch them is great.
Yeah, I did too, but you got it.
And I actually, even though I've seen them, God only knows how many times, I got distracted and I didn't watch all the Beacons late, so I rewound. It's like, I need to watch all the Beacons, all of them.
Truly, that's the same thing that happened to me. Because I've seen him so many times, I kind of
Right.
put him on while I was working,
Yeah.
and so at one point I'm looking and I'm realizing, oh, the beacons are lighting. I
Mhm.
rewound it because I was like, I have to see all the beacons lighting.
Absolutely.
And it's the exact same thing. That's very interesting. Um, it's rare that a film series is able to nail it 3 times.
Mhm.
You know, a trilogy is able to constantly be good, and that's why you and I think, are like kind of
One
consider
thing.
this like one thing, like because it feels like one thing,
Right. And it was filmed as one thing.
it was filmed as one thing, and it's very rare that a trilogy can stick the landing like this. And yes, it's
Mhm.
based on a book, but plenty of things based on a book did not stick their landing. Like,
Mhm.
uh, so it's very rare that can happen. In my opinion, this is the greatest trilogy ever made. Like, and I think,
Absolutely.
and
It's not even
Return of the King.
close to me, but
What's that?
I said it's not even close.
Oh yeah,
For
yeah.
me. For me,
It's
it's
not
not
close.
even close.
For sure. And Return of the King is the greatest third movie in any trilogy. Like,
Mhm.
it just it nails it so well, and for me it's hard to find criticism within these movies. Now I think I'm too close to it. Like, I love it too much. uh I hate when people try to tell us, like, well, why didn't they just take the Eagles to the thing?
Right.
And number one, that's a person who doesn't understand narrative structure. Like,
Right.
that's
Well,
they don't
also, like,
understand how that works.
before they destroyed the ring, the Eagles would have been seen coming. They
Right.
would have just sent the Nazgul out to fight them. Like,
Exactly. That's a good way to get the ring into the hands of the enemy, is
yeah, yeah. That
is
it
let
would
the
have
Eagles
worked.
be shot down directly in the middle of Mordor. Like,
Mhm.
not only that, but eagles they're not just mindless animals in this world.
No.
They are
Mhm.
intelligent beings who would be corrupted by the ring. Not only that, who could have been very powerful with the ring.
Mhm.
So all they have to do is fly up real high, drop the ring bearer
Yeah.
on, and then they've got a ring.
Mhm.
Um, so it's not that simple. Also, they don't have to. The only reason they ever come to aid is because they're doing a favor for Gandalf.
Gandalf.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not like they were at that council. They were trying to get in there sneaky. They were
Mhm.
the Eagles would not have worked,
No.
and people who say that need to watch the movies better, I think,
Mhm.
or something.
I'm
Um,
always kind of convinced that people that don't like the movies just didn't watch them, like they didn't pay enough attention, which I guess is a little maybe condescending of me. I don't mean it to be bad. I just can't understand if you really let yourself be immersed in it. How can you not fall in love with these characters and these relationships and these settings? Like I'm usually very good at understanding other people's point of views. I really am. Like it
mhm,
makes it hard for me to be mad at people,
mhm.
but like I just can't. I can't understand it. I can't relate to it. I don't know.
Exactly, and I feel the same way, and I'm sure you feel the same way that I do right now when I say, if you don't like these, it's not a problem with you.
You
It's a
know,
problem. It's a problem with us just not understanding it.
absolutely. I don't hold it. Some of my very good friends, best friends, are not fans of the series.
Right,
And that's fine. I still love them anyway. We just can't talk about
right,
it.
exactly. Um, okay, well, I think we are at a good point here. Do you have any
Okay.
final thoughts on this
Hmm. I mean, I
trilogy?
don't think so. I think we pretty much dipped our toes into most of the aspects. A little shout out to the miniatures teams and the people making all the chainmail and swords and all of that
Mhm,
stuff. That's what you get when you watch the extended editions. All of a sudden, everybody's super important.
mhm. Oh
So
yeah,
just, I mean, the behind the scenes extras. I said the
yeah.
extended editions, but yeah, a little
And
shout out to
the
all of
stunt
that.
guys, which
Oh,
were
God,
most of the orcs,
some
like,
guys, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so I could go on and on talking about really like specific details, but
Mhm.
that's not what we're here for. So I'm
Right.
good.
Exactly. And for those watching at home, that's what I told her before we started. I was like, we don't need to go in depth on this. We
Mhm.
could, she and I, we could talk for hours and
course.
hours and hours if we wanted to go in depth on each
Mhm.
movie.
Start
But that's
looking at
we're
middle
just
management orcs and stuff.
but we're just here to talk about the things that you know how much we love it, and so
Mhm.
that's what we've done here. Well, then we're going to leave this here. Be sure to keep an eye out on Dill Pickle Movie Network for whenever we finally do those commentaries, because then you can listen to us talk about it
Yes,
for hours.
hopefully in 2026 sometime.
Yeah, I think that's probably when it's going to be. But
Mhm.
talk to us in the comments. Tell us how much you love these movies. If you don't love these movies, tell us why you don't
Well,
love these movies.
I would like to hear it. I don't know if I'll agree, but it's always nice to hear other perspectives.
And if you haven't watched the other episodes of 5225 from this week, go check those out and come back to us tomorrow for another episode for Stacy and me. Talk to us in the comments. Thanks.
Bye.